I don't know. Yes. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and welcome back to each one of you. And of course, if you're watching this over on YouTube, remember to slap that like button, also hit that subscribe button, but more importantly, head on over to Twitch, come watch it live, in style, really, as we start off the Friday fun. Yes, of course, it is the last day of the week, and that means that anything can happen. Anything can happen. It is very difficult to plan for Fridays because you never know. You never know what kind of chat we're going to be ending up with. It's always more fun when it's Friday. Also because it's the start of the weekend and most people love the fucking weekend. Jamanio, how you doing? How are you? I realize, are you watching from bed at the moment, Jamanio, or have you sat up? Have you pulled yourself out of bed? There we go. Okay. Morning, how you doing? No, I'm burritoed. Okay, that's good. That's good. Stay in bed. Get better. Don't rush back to your chair. Giant Rat Guy, how you doing, brother? Just want to make everything official so people know that we're live. There we go. What do you mean no? No what? Stupid commercial, go away. Don't want the Masako's greeting. Dragon Wolf, how you doing, brother? These fucking commercials, bro. I miss you welcoming greeting. Giant Rat Guy, how you fucking doing, bro? Yeah, I mean, let's be real. The commercials are a shit show. Volpanex, how you doing? Temptation to taste my illness. Really want to play WoW or do art. Feel so unproductive. Just stay in bed and relax. Just stay in bed and relax. Batomancer, how you doing? Tabby Sick, how you doing, bro? I'm happy to have you all here. Reporting for duty. That's exactly how you should be doing it. Enoch, how you doing? John, how you doing? Good a thing for my mom, man. It's got to stop. I can't help it, bro. Your mom says shit. I kind of just quote her, right? It's more the other way around. Your mom's got a thing for me. Like, I did not approach her. She came to me and she said, "Base law stream on Twitch." And I was like, "Why, thank you, ma'am. Really appreciate that." And she was like, "Oh, don't call me ma'am. I won't go into detail." Dragon Wolf Lutz, how you doing? Elodie, how you doing, bro? I used reference code for Final Fantasy 14 and added a game time card so you could have the first of your rewards already. Dragon Wolf, thank you very much, dude. I'm planning on playing some Final Fantasy this weekend. So I'm going to be enjoying those rewards. Thank you so much for that. Good a thing for most now? Not really. My attraction is younger, not older. I mean, it like when you're a teenager, you indefinitely, like almost every boy has an attraction to MILFs, right? That's just how it is when you're a teenager. But then as you grow up, Zig, how you doing, brother? As you grow up and as you grow older, there is a point where younger becomes more appealing to you. I think I'm in that age bracket now. 40 plus women? Really? Giant Rat Guy? Sin Family, how you doing? Anyone here know Imagine Dragons? I'm amazed with their new song. Imagine Dragons is a really, really cool band. Yeah, I know them. Although a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people say that they're the new Nickelback. So I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. So how's everyone doing? How's your Friday? Errol, how you doing, brother? Depends on how young. You know, we're talking legal age, right? We are talking legal age. So we're not going too young. Although legal age really depends, right? In South Africa, legal age is 16. Would I date a 16-year-old? Fuck no. What would we talk about? nothing. There would be nothing that we could talk about. I would say things about the economy. She would go, what is an economy? It would not work, right? So I would say from the point where you could have an intelligent conversation and you're on the same page, right? Still laying in bed? Oh, you fucking lazy cunts. I'm living high elf on Turtle Wild private server. I thought I would give it a try. Nice. Pretty good. Leveling botanist in Final Fantasy 14 while dying from the heat, of course. Oh, shit. Butterman, so do you not have an AC? What is an economy? Well, that is what... I don't know many 16-year-old boys or girls that actually have a fucking clue. Yeah, Germano is allowed to be lazy today. But no, I mean, I think for me, the cutoff would be sort of 20. Like, I think younger than 20, you're sort of just like, what are you doing? Right? At that point, you're dating way too fucking young because you literally have nothing in common, right? And even when you go over 20, like 20 to 25, it's very select girls that would actually mesh well with an older guy. Because a lot of girls, they still want to fucking do, like, they still want to have fun, go out, have drinks, party all night. At my age, that does not sound like a fun evening. Like, if you tell me I'm going to be out all night, coming back home at 4 a.m. From a drinking spree, I'd be like, no, that's not a fun evening. I don't see myself doing this. So yeah. The rule is your age divided by 2, then plus 7. I don't really care for the rules, so to speak, because I genuinely do think it's about connection, right? I think you can find connection with just about anyone, regardless of age gap. I know a guy who's in his 40s, and his girlfriend is 22, I think. And they've been together now for, I think they're going on 4 years. They met when she was 18. And if I'm not mistaken, he is actually planning to marry her. They're very happy. Like, they just link. Although I must say, she's an old soul. Like, even at 18, she was... I considered her to be much older than 18. When I first met her, I was like, this girl's not 18. She does none of the things that you would expect from an 18-year-old. So, I don't know. I think that's a big age gap. But at the same time, none of it makes sense. Think about love. Does love ever make fucking sense? Ever? How many times have you seen two people meet each other, right? Two people be together. And you look at these two people and you go, that doesn't make sense. The fact that those two people found each other and that they are together makes no fucking sense. Digit, how you doing, brother? Is it illegal to have sex with an under 18 when you are also under 18 or are younger than that person? Zig, no. At that point, it isn't considered illegal. I mean, it's even, for example, in South Africa, right? The legal age is 16. But the courts are a lot softer. If the guy is, for example, 17 and his girlfriend is 15, the courts are softer on that, right? Because technically, you're not really considered an adult yet, right? Even though you're allowed at the age of 16, you're not considered an adult yet because you're not 18, you can't sign contracts yet. So the courts are more lenient. So yeah, I would argue probably not. I don't know the exact legal procedures for that, but I would argue if both of you are under 18, it's just a bad idea, right? I wouldn't say that it's illegal. I would say it's a bad idea. You shouldn't be doing it. First time chat, Saint. Really fucking appreciate that, bro. How you doing? What up? It's Saint14 from YouTube. Finally come over for a live show. Happy to have you here, bro. I hope you're going to be enjoying it. A lot of times, it's the parents who are dumb. True. It doesn't make sense how couples ending up meeting in games like WoW, etc. I met one of my girlfriends in WoW, like long ago. This was long ago, but it was never planned. And I think it's true for most people. You don't plan it. It just sort of happens, right? This was a girl who joined the guild. Now, we had sort of a long story because I was on Ragnaros first. I was playing on Ragnaros, and we were the number 2 guild on Ragnaros, and she was in the number 1 guild on Ragnaros when we first arrived. Then ICC came out, and we actually overtook them. So we became the #1 guild on Ragnaros, and they moved into #2. At the end of ICC, we decided as a guild to move over to Kazakh, right? So we took our shit, moved over to Kazakh, and we started playing on Kazakh. In Cataclysm, we went to the #4 spot on Kazakh, and then one day, literally in the mailbox, I had this message from Idiora, a rogue, and I immediately recognized the name. I didn't know it was a girl. I just knew that this girl was in that guild because we used to do POG raids together in ICC. My guild and their guild. So we would always sort of play together over on weekends, and she joined our guild. And we just sort of did dailies together because at that point I was playing 16 plus hours a day, right? So we would just do dailies together because it was easy. Started talking, started hanging out a lot, and before you fucking know it, it's like there's some feels here. I don't know how to feel about it. That was the first ever and only online relationship I've ever had. So I didn't know what to do about it. Mistress, how you doing? You dumped her because you played mage? No, she's a rogue. She was a rogue, at least. Are we speaking about love today? Meteors, it's Friday. I do not make the rules on Fridays. Chat makes the rules on Fridays. I can have the base shit planned on a Friday, and chat will throw it out the window. Like, I would be having this amazing conversation planned. This is what we're going to be talking about. Before I know it, we're talking about pooping, farting, and sex. And I have no control over that. It just goes. Yeah, she was a Balth rogue. At the time, at least. She was pretty good. Which is probably one of the reasons I liked her. Because I hate bad players. Superior females. But yeah. I mean, like I said, online relationships is weird, but there is something about online relationships that I think a lot of people don't take into account. So I watched this video. So the lady who found Match.com, everyone knows what Match.com is, right? She's actually a doctor, right? I think she's a doctor in psychology. She has a doctorate in psychology. And she actually didn't start Match.com for the reasons that people use it today. She was literally, her research was into love and attraction. As a doctor in psychology, she wanted to understand attraction. And so they would come up with these elaborate sort of questionnaires to see if they could figure out who would match with who the best. And this sort of, at first, just started as a normal website where people could fill out these questionnaires. And they then thought, wait, let's take this experiment to the next level. Let's see if we could actually match people based on science. So let's see if we could do this. And that's exactly what she ultimately ended up doing. Now, I watched a TED Talk with her where she spoke about the success rates of relationships online versus IRL. And online relationships kick IRL relationships in the fucking balls when it comes to success rates. People who meet online have a 75% chance of it leading to marriage. Like, almost every single couple that meets online, 75% of them will end up getting married. Compare that to IRL relationships, where you meet someone, just in real life and you sort of hang out. I think it's like it's stupidly low. It's like 20% of those relationships actually lead to marriage. The vast majority of those relationships will last for about a year and then they'll break up. So online relationships are incredibly successful. So it's sort of weird. I think people have a negative image about online dating because it requires more effort, resource than IRL relationships. Opinion. Mistress, I think the negative connection is because people don't think it's real, right? I mean, I remember myself before I ever got into the online world. I didn't think it was real. If someone tells you they met their girlfriend on a mobile app or on PC or whatever, your first thought is, come on. You've never even seen her? No, come on, that's bullshit. You can't be in love. That's not possible. But then you look at what is required of an online relationship, right? So what goes into an online relationship? I can tell you, having done it once, it's a fuck ton of work, right? There's a lot of talking. There's no sex, right? Because the internet hasn't figured that out yet. But it's just talking. It's just getting to know each other. And you do end up getting to know each other literally, I think, better than what you could ever do IRL. There's things that you need IRL for. So you do have to meet at some point. You can't just date for 2 years online and then say, well, we're clearly now a couple. No, you have to meet. And I think they actually say 6 months. You need to meet within 6 months at least. Rory, thank you so much for the Prime sub, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. 9 months in a row. Thank you, Rory. Really appreciate that, bro. So yeah, I think it's maybe the connection is just better, right? The connection is probably just deeper. It's just this like apps like Tinder. I feel like I'm clicking on the advert that everyone knows. Hot milfs in your area want to meet you. Oh yeah, that one. The one that every porn site has. Every single porn site has that one. The Habs need you tonight. The what, Giant Rat Guy? You get to know a person best when you start living with that person. Errol, yes, but if you meet IRL, so I have this is something that I've come up with myself. I don't know if there's any backing for it in science. I've not really looked into it. But in my opinion, right, once sex enters a relationship, the getting to know part, like getting to know each other, very much takes a backseat, at least for the first 6 months to a year, right? I know a lot of couples that hide a lot of their issues just through sex, right? So rather than getting to know each other, you just fool around. And you're not getting to know her when you fool around. And that's usually the problem with IRL meetups, right? You meet someone, third date, you sleep together. From that point forward, you're going to get to know that person much slower. Which is another reason why I don't believe in having sex that early. Like, I do think people should wait. I think you should wait at least a few months just to talk to each other. Now, the knowing that you're sort of talking about or getting to know each other once you live together, that's again on a different level, right? Once you start living together, you get to know the person on a new level, but that's not what is required for the initial relationship to work. But Urani, I don't think I've ever had dates go longer than the third date without sex being on the table. Playblood, how you doing? Sex gross, really? Are you 5? I mean, third date is sort of long. Wrong, I agree with you. Yeah, third date is already long in today's age. I mean, most people these days just jump into bed together. Expected on the first date. First date, completely off the table. So here's my thing. If I met a girl that was willing to have sex on the first date, that would also be the final date. And there would be no sex there. But that would be the final date. Takes me back to the 40s. Why? Arbiter is Anduin's mother? No. 66? No. 50s? Bit of fashion in 50s? I wouldn't say that. I think today's fashion is perfectly fine. What if you're being given the opportunity, an offer? Are you willing to take it? Did you take what? The offer to have sex? On the first date? What do you mean? With Akaya? No. Did you? So here's the thing. If a girl is willing to have sex with me on the first date, I know exactly what kind of girl that is, and that's not a girl that I would want to be the mother of my children one day. No offense. If you want to be a whore, go for it. You know, more power to you. But do I want you to be the mother of my children? Absolutely fucking not. So therefore, why am I wasting my time dating you? Look, I don't think dates are just for fun. I don't think dating someone is just for fun. I think if you're going to date someone, there has to be a reasonable expectation of marriage. If there is no reasonable expectation of marriage, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting her time. Why the fuck are you in there, right? Would you want the mother of your children to be a Sylvanas hater? No. That also shows a lack of class. I genuinely don't think I care that much, mistress, when it comes to who is the mother of my children. I don't think I mind whether or not she even knows who Sylvanas is, to be quite fair. I do think I would struggle marrying a non-gamer, but I wouldn't care whether or not she plays WoW. Leithus, how you doing? I don't want to marry. Marriage for me is just a status that you have to pay to get. Digit, it depends what you mean by marriage, right? So, if you go back to what marriage is supposed to mean, right? Marriage is just the idea or the knowledge that you will marry someone or that you will spend the rest of your life with that person, right? The piece of paper that you get from the government, that means fuck all. A person of class? Well, yes, of course. Morny, what do you think when you meet people who love Sylvanas? Do you think, oh my god, what a fucking tramp? No. You immediately think, wow, she must come from a good family. From experience, Echo, yes, you would struggle marrying a non-gamer. I did. I've dated non-gamers. I mean... So, I'm not an easy person to be with, because what you see is what you get with me, right? And I'm not someone who runs after anyone. So here's the thing. If I date a girl who isn't a gamer and she starts complaining about me playing games, my literal answer would be, well, sucks to be you. When you met me, I was a gamer. I'm not changing. You knew how much games I play. This is not fucking changing. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. Because I'm not stopping playing games just because you don't like it. So yeah, I don't think I would care dating a non-gamer, because I grew up in my entire family. There's not a single girl that plays video games. And my mom never played video games. My aunts, my nieces, not even my nephews play video games, to be quite frank. To be honest, I think the only gamers in my entire family is me and my brothers. Like, no one else fucking plays video games in my family. And I've never changed for any of them. Like, I have legit called off family things, like family get-togethers, because they planned it on a raid night. This is back when I raided. Like, I promise you this. I think it was one year, it was my brother's birthday, and his birthday was on a Wednesday. Raid night is Wednesday. And my family was like, they're going to have this whole barbecue thing. Everyone's going to go. And I was like, no, it's raid night. I told you this before. You want to spend time with me Fridays and Saturdays. This is raid night. This is not happening on a raid night. And I stayed home and I played fucking video games. So, yeah, I have very strict rules in my life. Very strict rules. My partner isn't a gamer. At the start, it was really hard to make them understand that, yes, it's a hobby and I want to take my time with it. Luckily, now I have... these things work better. My wife is a non-gamer. She's 100% God or good with me playing, but has no interest in playing herself. I game and she likes TV, but we both see that it is just our entertainment, so it works out. I think you can make any relationship work out. My sons love the fact that their mother, me, plays games, have so all their lives. Elalia, I can see that. I can see that. My mum, I think the only time I've ever seen my mum play video games was on those old school fucking game consoles. Like those, I don't know if you guys remember, these game consoles that came with these cartridges, and there was like 200 games on a single cartridge. And there was a game on there that had sort of rows of things, and you played a little fucking plane, right? You played this little plane, and you had to clear out all of the rows. Like, you just shoot them, like, it shoots automatically. You just have to sort of control this thing and sort of dodge things. That's the only game I've ever seen my mom play, right? This was years back as well. Outside of that, my dad was the big gamer. I remember being, I think, 6 or 7 years old, maybe a little bit older, and watching my dad play sort of original Diablo. Actually, I don't think he played Diablo at that point. He played, I think that's the first time I saw him playing Warcraft 1. Yeah, I think that was the first time I saw him playing Warcraft 1, like the demo version. And we would be so excited whenever my dad got home, because then we could watch him play video games. And then he just stopped one day, and my dad went complete fucking cold turkey, and he's never played games ever again. Tiger Woods. Wow, that is an old school game. No, my dad was also never into shooter games. Did that start your love for Warcraft? Yes.
When I was in primary school, my mom and uncle were playing WoW TBC and then Walk. I wanted to play as well, but my mom only allowed me to play 1 hour a week, and my Blood Elf Warlock's level was the level you learn to summon Void Walker, I remember.
Nice, Zix. Morning, to answer your question, yes. My love for Warcraft came from my father, because as soon as Warcraft 2 launched, my dad bought that, and then my dad learned about the local connection, like you could do a local LAN on it. And so up until that point, we had one PC in the house, my dad's PC. So when we could play, me and my brother could play games whenever my dad wasn't at home. Then as soon as my dad comes home, we sort of sit there and watch him play. I have very fond memories of this. Like, I would be sitting on the one side, my brother on the other side, and we would be asking my dad all these questions about how do you play the game and what do you do. And then my mom would bring us coffee, and we would just, all three of us would just sit there having coffee and fucking watching my dad play video games, right? But because there was this new local LAN connection that you could make, my dad finally built me and my brother a PC as well, like 2 new PCs. So I got a PC and my brother got a PC, so that we could play LAN against one another. And me and my brother would legit spend the entire afternoon figuring out how to team up against my dad to actually beat him in Warcraft on the local LAN. It was crazy back in the day. See, now I'm a paladin, my son is a healer. When we started WoW, the roles were reversed. Nice. Between Zaval and Elune. Jungle John, how you doing, bro? Well, I've already made my thoughts clear on that, Jungle John. But I do have plans to make a video on that. And we'll be discussing it a lot more in the Shill Show on Sunday. My argument is that it's very, very real. There's actually, so I'll give you a little bit of insight. There's in the new Fables and Folklore book for World of Warcraft, there's a story about Anshe and Musha, right? And it tells of them fighting the darkness. And during their fight with the darkness, Anshe actually receives a wound to his chest that would not heal. A wound to his heart, actually, I think the book says. And this wound just would not heal in their battle with the darkness. Now, who do we know that has a giant hole where his heart should be? I've watched you on YouTube and decided to join Twitch so I can take part in the lore vids here as well. Kayla, thank you very much for joining, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. First time ever. Really appreciate you having. Really appreciate having you here. There's Duke. Can't wait for the show. The show's going to be lit. Started a while before I even knew how to play, so I started in TBC, but I didn't play it properly at all because I was young. My dad stopped playing video games entirely just before World of Warcraft came out. So he never actually, he learned that we play World of Warcraft, and he's always had like a lot of questions about it because he remembers his days playing Warcraft, but he's never even seen World of Warcraft. But he was proper addicted to video games, so that's why he quit. So he was proper addicted to video games. think they either have a deal or Elune plans to steal his victory. My mom started vanilla too. I also believe that there may have been a deal between Zuval and Elune. Elune may be trying to help without breaking the terms of the deal. Well, a lot of it would be explained, or would then explain why Elune left the Shadowlands, right? If they indeed did have a deal with one another. Anyone want to feed me? I've got a bag of squishies and it's making me feel worse. What's squishies? I mean, I'm a person that doesn't like all the nuances, only to get something through with money. That doesn't come cheap either, and even so, that is more valuable in any way. I'm an ambitious person who like to lay out the life the way I can concept in my mind. There is so many things in the world and outside of the world, it is impossible to get to know all of it. So instead I'm taking the best of the things in the world, that I have the passion and willingly making it my own part of me. Digit, I understand what you're saying. I don't understand why you're saying it. My dad used to love NASCAR racing games, then just stopped because no matter how much he liked them, he still sucked at game driving. Dragon Wolf, my dad stopped because he basically, he no longer lived his life, which is what started to piss him off about playing games. So most of you know my dad's a doctor, and it became so bad that my dad would play video games until like 3 in the morning. Then he'd wake up like 8 a.m. He'd only go to work, like go to the practice 10 a.m. He'd come home at like 1 p.m., play games till like 4 p.m., go back for about 2-3 hours till 7 p.m., come back home and play again till 3 a.m., right? So it got to the point where he was sort of just neglecting everything. Like he would call locums. Now a locum is like a traveling doctors. He would call them up and book them into the practice just so that he could fucking start playing games, right? Just so that he could play games. Like he would get a locum in, the locum would take care of the shit, like take care of the practice, just so that he could spend the day playing video games. This sounds like me. I'm a doc as well. Are you my local son? I don't think so, Kyle. Indeed, and the bad ones make it harder for those of us who work hard at our craft. What's this chat going on right now? I learned to tank the hard way. My friends just derping around and pulling everything and yelling they were dying. That is the only way to learn how to tank. Oath magic, that is, and how Tyrande does her Super Saiyan move with the power of it. Not really on board with that. So my problem with the whole oath part of Tyrande and the whole oath magic part of it, first and foremost, like I've said during my analysis of it, there is no evidence, zero evidence of oath magic being a thing in World of Warcraft. It's not an established magical form. Oath magic exists in other realms and in other universes, of course it does, right? But in World of Warcraft, oaths have been broken many a times, and with little to no repercussions when those oaths are broken. Now, that doesn't completely exclude oath magic from the equation, but it does sort of put us at oaths have never been sort of well respected in World of Warcraft's universe, so why would it be respected now? The other problem with oath magic being the usage there. If Elune did not want to honor the oath, why did she give Tyrande the power to actually go after Sylvanas? I mean, it's as simple as that, right? If Elune really didn't want Tyrande to die, when Tyrande said, my life for hers, all Elune had to do was go, no. No. And then Tyrande would jump really high, but then come right back down and sort of stand there going, well, that was less heroic than I thought. Right? So the fact of the matter is, Elune was willing to accept the oath so that Tyrande could go after Sylvanas, but then sort of changed her mind midway through and went, no, I don't think I will. I don't think I will do this. So yeah, I genuinely do not believe that that's the case. I think something bigger is going on here. Jungle John, I don't think she's trying to steal Zuval's victory. If my speculation is correct, they're working together. If my speculation is correct, Elune and Zuval both want to bring the Shadowlands to its knees. So there's actually quite a few things that points to this, and we'll talk about this more during the Sunday Night Chill show. But, so, the Primus, right? The Primus, this lanky, death-looking dude, reunited with his sigil, now becomes almost majestic or wisdomous looking, right? Long beard, normal looking guy. Question becomes, what came first? What exactly came first? Now, Steve Denuser, in an interview before the Shadowlands went live, said that nothing, and the way they designed the Shadowlands had this in mind. This was literally what they thought the minute they started to design the Shadowlands. Nothing is what it seems in the Shadowlands. This was Steve Denuser's words. Everything we see is fake. Everything hides something. Nothing is actually real within the Shadowlands. This is their philosophy when they designed it the very first time. So here's the thing. What if without their sigils, all of them will return to their original forms? In time. It doesn't have to happen overnight. It could take quite a while. But what if without the sigils? What if once the sigils are destroyed, right, they get turned back into what we saw from the Primus? In other words, their true forms. Deathly beings. Beings that is not to be looked upon as beautiful or majestic, but rather beings that look very much like Zuval. If you think about all of the Eternal Ones, right? If you think about what all of the Eternal Ones looked like, the only Eternal One that looks anything like death is Zuval. He is sort of more hideous and has a bit of an animalistic, cruel, evil look to him. He's the only one that resembles what one would consider death. The others are majestic beings that everyone looks towards and everyone sort of praises and worships. So the question becomes, what came first? Is that their facade? Is that whoever conquered the Shadowlands, did they make them into those beings? Turn them into the majestic beings that they are now? As they forgot who they really were. That makes sense, since the statue of the Primus versus the wizard-like looking Primus? Exactly. I'm bothered by Sylvanas' bask in the dying embers of your goddess's bargain line. Your goddess's bargain makes it sound like it's a different bargain that Elune has with someone else. And Wombat, how you doing? I didn't read it the same way, to be fair. I didn't think that it was a different bargain with someone else. What I think it was because you listen right after that. Sylvana says, nothing lasts. Why does she say that? Because this has happened before. This is not the first Night Warrior, and Sylvanas most likely knows this. She knows that this is not the first Night Warrior. She also knows that this is your goddess. This is how it works. They only give you the power as long as you are useful to them. Once your usefulness has been expended, the power is taken away just as quickly as it was given. Right? Tabby said, it's very clear from the way she speaks about the Night Warrior, she didn't want to be. She has nothing but contempt for the entire thing. She clearly isn't interested in it. If new sigils negates the loss of the old ones, then the lost sigils are not power in their own right. The presence of the sigil with each serves a purpose. I think the bargain is about Elune being a goddess, and she wasn't supposed to be a goddess. I think Zuval lacks a sigil. It was taken from him when he was banished, and thus look looks the way he does, just like the Primus before we return his. Moni, remember the sigils are not their original, right? They weren't born with the sigils. The Winter Queen speaks about this in the cinematic, right? They were each given a sigil long ago, not at the start. Long ago, each of them were given a sigil. You see, I think there's some very weird shit going on here. Let's just quickly go to Wowhead and see if I can find... Hold up, I'm just quickly looking for this. Here we go. Alright, so I think there's some pretty strange shenanigans going on here. Once my internet or Wowhead decides to load this, it will be good. We are told that in this instance, right, the Primus is reunited with his memories. But what if there's almost like a double bluff here? So... So what if in this moment, it's not about him remembering everything. It's actually about him forgetting who he was, and the reintroduction of the sigil once again applies the mind control. Now, for those of you that think this is a bit of a big brain 5-head theory, too big brain or too 5-head, let me be clear. The theory that I've had even before we saw any of these cinematics, the theory that I've been running with is that someone conquered the Shadowlands long ago. When the Eternal Ones were reigning over the dead in Torghast and in the Maw, someone conquered that Shadowlands. And as a result, the sigils that were created changed them forever. It turned them into the purpose-worshipping beings that they are now, where the purpose is all that matters, nothing else, and nothing else can even compete, right? It is only the purpose, and their purposes are extremely narrow, right? They only do their one thing and nothing else matters. What if the reintroduction of the sigil once again reintroduced that mind control? So he's saying, I remember everything, but he only remembers now what the first ones wanted him to remember. That he is the Primus, that he is the Lord of Maldraxxus, that his sacred duty, his purpose, is to defend the Shadowlands no matter what. That Zuval is evil, and that Zuval should be banished for all time. That's all he remembers. He remembers nothing else. And that's also why his appearance changes, why he turns into the Primus that we see now. Huckledane, thank you for the Prime sub, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What if this is not his true form? What if this is the form that was given to him by the first ones? So this is what he became after the first one's mind control. Would that not explain quite a lot? Which then explains how mad he got when the sigil was returned to him in the Maw? Well, yes, because Zuval wants those sigils. Zuval wants the sigils, according to the Winter Queen, to unlock some ancient forbidden knowledge, right? You're an Eternal One. You're supposed to be one of the strongest beings in the universe. How can any knowledge be forbidden to you? I mean, let's take this to the real world. When governments call knowledge forbidden, we call them dictators, right? Because that's a dictator trait, to ban certain types of knowledge, to burn certain types of books. It's what dictators do all the time. Now, you are supposed to be the government, and you're saying he wants forbidden knowledge, so knowledge that he is not allowed to have. How does that work? Kyle, he's not supposed to be the jailer of anything. The name the jailer comes from him being jailed in the Maw and forever being the jailer of the damned, right? So the Lich King, we can draw some very interesting comparisons and parallels between the Lich King and Zuval. The Lich King sort of is chained to Icecrown Citadel, forever watching over the damned, right? He is the jailer of the damned, right? Now, Zuval, very much the same. The only difference is he was forced into it. He never got the opportunity to decide. It wasn't a choice for him. They decided to banish him to the Maw and therefore make him the jailer of the damned for all eternity, since no souls can escape the Maw. Therefore, he is now ipso facto the jailer of the damned, right? But he's not the jailer of something specific. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not something in the Maw that's very dangerous. So we now know, I think it's said in this cinematic, or it could have been in one of the storylines. But the Primus designed Torghast. Like, he was part of the design team for Torghast. Design team, not Blizzard. He wasn't part of Blizzard. He was part of the in-game lore design team for Torghast, right? He knows the realm very well. I think that's how I came on the speculation, actually. He knows when things are happening in Torghast. He understands how Torghast functions, right? That's why he sort of, as the rune cover would speak to you and tell you things like, you are being hunted, right? He understands how Torghast sort of runs, right? So he had a hand in creating it. The question is, creating it for what? What is Torghast meant to imprison? Think about it. It's one of the greatest prisons you can absolutely have, right? 100% one of the greatest prisons you could have. Because it's a prison that always changes. Always changes. If you were trying to find a way out of Torghast, you would basically be constantly, if we think from a lore perspective, right? So for players, there's a start and there's an end. But think about it from a lore perspective, where there wouldn't be an entrance and an exit, right? As you go through the floors of Torghast trying to get out, they're always changing. They always keep you inside Torghast. So what are they trying to hide inside Torghast? What is inside that realm that should never be allowed to get out? But I'm not convinced. I would not put it past Blizz of mixing jailer prisoner. The jailer just sounds better than the prisoner. Sometimes a name is just a name because it sounds good, right? I don't think a loon. I also don't think an old god. I don't think there's any sort of I don't think there's like, old gods are not powerful enough. Definitely not. Remember, old gods are simply fragments of void lords. The real big bad guys would be the void lords, not the old gods. The old gods are, they're the equivalent of the titans of the void, but they're not the titans of the void, right? So it could be that they're imprisoning a void lord in there, but would that even be big enough? Because you're not going to build a prison that is literally inescapable unless the thing that you're trying to keep in there is very dangerous, right? We did think Void Lord originally, yes. That was my original theory. What about Death itself, or whoever ran the Shadowlands before the coming of the Purpose? Moni, that's what I think. I think the Sigils unlocks Torghast. I think that's why Zuval needs the Sigils. the prison itself will always change. There's no way for Zuval to find his way into Torghast to where Death is being imprisoned, right? Because the prison works both ways. It keeps those who enter into it from actually getting to Death, but it also keeps Death from actually getting out of Torghast. So for Zuval to get there, he needs the sigils of each of the Eternal Ones. That's how the first ones ensured that that Death would never again be roaming free. They ensured it by giving the keys to this prison to each of the Eternal Ones, and then basically erasing their minds to ensure that they wouldn't remember why they were keeping these keys. They would just know that it's very bad. It's forbidden knowledge. You shouldn't do it, right? Well, Kale, the problem with Naru again seemed to be the equivalent of Titans, so there must surely be something more powerful than the Naru in the light. Also, remember how the light functions. Very similar to the old gods. They don't have the raw power of Titans or Eternal Ones. They sort of more work on mind control. So mind control is more their thing, right? Rather than, brute strength, if you will. Gask! Thank you so much for the Prime sub, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. 31 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gask, how you doing, brother? I'm not sure about the Titan equal Naru. Is Illidan one-shot a Naru? Yes, but that's why I already said. Naru do not function... When I say Titan equal Naru, what I'm talking about on the cosmic level, right? I'm not talking about power levels here. I'm not talking about power levels, right? I'm talking about the cosmic level. So if the first ones are the top level, right? Or actually the Clockmaker would be the top level, right? Just under the Clockmaker, we would have the first ones. Then just under them, we would have most likely the Lords of the Cosmological Forces. This is my speculation now. Just under them, we would have the Titans, the Eternal Ones, the Naru, the Old Gods. Now, those beings do not necessarily have to be on the same power level, right? Because each of them have their own sort of thing that they do. The Old Gods, for example, come from the Void Lords, so they would be the equivalent of the Titans in reality. But in terms of brute strength, they're not as powerful as the Titans because that's not how they function, right? They don't do things through brute strength. They do things through corruption and mind control. That's how they manage to achieve victory. So that's sort of what I would argue, or how I would argue the power levels of the Shadowlands is divided into, right? And then below that you would get sort of the Titan constructs and things like that, which would obviously be... Now, there is a chance that the Naru is even on the level of Titan constructs, and maybe even the Old Gods is on the level of Titan constructs, which would mean that there's even more powerful things in the light and in the void, right? So that is definitely an argument that could be made, although if the Old Gods were on the level of the Titan constructs, they are far more powerful than the Titan constructs, right? The Titan constructs could not beat the Old Gods. They could simply imprison them. So yeah, there's sort of a lot that still needs to happen there. And obviously a lot that we still don't know about this. Question is, did the Sire always work for the Jailer, or did he actually betray the Eternal Ones? I feel he was always working with the Jailer in some fashion. So it's a difficult question to answer because I genuinely don't know the answer to it. I can tell you what I think. I think he did work with the Jailer from the beginning. I think he did what he has always done. He worked with the Jailer in the shadows. It's clear that Syed and Athreus, if you look at the Nathrazim, who is his children, he made them in his image. If you look at how they operate, everything is done in the shadows. Everything is done quietly. It's not done sort of in your face, right? This is not how Syed and Athreus does things. So he was helping Zuval quietly. Then Zuval got captured, and he very quickly worked with the Eternal Ones to imprison Zuval. However, he never changed allegiance. He was always on the side of Zuval. So from that moment forward, they started working on getting him out, so that they could continue their glorious conquering, I suppose one could say. Has to count as defeating them? Put them in jails? Not really. Defeating them would be killing them. Putting them in jail, also prisons that did not work, by the way. The prisons did not stop the corruption of the old gods. It simply slowed it down. Simply managed it. We already know this. This is well established. The old gods weren't entirely incapable of corrupting Azeroth. They were just severely slowed down. Right? Nixty, how you doing? Wannabe, how you doing? I think Denathrius is just in it for himself and allied to Zaval, the way Sylvanas thinks she is allied to him. Well, of course, they're just in it for themselves, although that's not necessarily the only truth, right? That's my theory too, that he played the game and was kept on the outside to keep assisting the jailer. True. If nothing is answered, it seems, and memories can be changed, is it possible that Primus is the jailer and we just freed him? Nitora, no. No. It would take far more than that to free Zuval. Just from a gameplay perspective, this is the big bad that Blizzard have been setting up for a while now. We wouldn't just be freeing him in sort of a throwaway cinematic, right? Now, there is something that's sort of very strange and weird and wonderful in World of Warcraft right now. If you go to Korthia, how many of you have done all of the quest lines so far in Korthia? Did you guys do the one where you help one of the attendants look for another attendant, and then it turns out it was actually the Nathrazim that was looking for the attendant? How many of you have done that one? Yes. All right. So we have a big problem on our hands here. We have a giant fucking problem on our hands. The Nathrazim has infiltrated everything. Even the brokers, the attendants, they've all been infiltrated by the Nathrazim. And we now have absolute proof that the Nathrazim can change their form. This was something that we've always sort of wondered about. Does the Nathrazim have the ability to change their form? Now, I would like to bring your attention to Lord Thraxian. I hope everyone remembers who I'm talking about here. Do you guys remember Lothraxian? Lightforged Trade Lord, yes. Is he truly Lightforged, or did he simply change his form to make them think that he is Lightforged? Has he simply been lying to us all this time? Because they clearly have the ability to do that, right? Killer Mouse, how you doing? Something strange is going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Something strange is going on, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to stop it. I genuinely don't know if we'll be able to stop it. The Nathrazim are everywhere. They've infiltrated everything. So how do you stop an enemy that literally can't be seen? By the power of friendship, of course. I'm a little bit disappointed in that answer, many as one. The vampires, Ballard just made an entire lore video about his exact thing. Nathrazim, next expansion. I mean, I've made video, my Nathrazim video again about their infiltration and about how they function and how they operate. Also, I think 3 or 4 months ago. So I think every lore content creator right now have made videos on the Nathrazim. He is the one who turned against the others and revealed to the light about them. That's why the light attacked Revendreth. Well, we don't know if it would be Lothraxion who did it, because there are some timeline issues when it comes to Lothraxion and when it comes to when the light attacked Revendreth, right? Lothraxion's story suggests that he arrived at the light far later than, or far long after the light actually attacked. So it may have actually been before, right? It may actually have been before him, so that other Nathrazim were actually captured. And go to find Dreadlord, but not the Demon Hunters. So what other answer can I give nowadays? But time goes different in the Shadowlands? Ludes, it doesn't though. What do you mean time goes different in the Shadowlands? It really doesn't.
I keep everything well maintained.
Nexty who found a piece of lore that I should see? Why does everyone think that time moves differently in the Shadowlands? Black Mario, how you doing? I really don't get it. Makes more sense, but it's literally been confirmed multiple times that time does not work different in the Shadowlands. And Hook, no, he didn't say that. Okay, so his first ever interview, right? His first ever interview with Balila. Ian said that time works differently in the Shadowlands. After that, Ian did 2 more interviews where he corrected his statement and explained what he meant by it, right? Then Steve the Newser has done 2 interviews where he also corrected Ian's statement and explained what they meant by it. Time is perceived different in the Shadowlands. It's not different. A minute in the Shadowlands is a minute on Azeroth. No time difference. If you spend an hour in the Shadowlands, it's an hour on Azeroth. No difference. The difference is perception, right? So time is not a construct in the Shadowlands. It doesn't actually exist in the Shadowlands. So for the beings of the Shadowlands, they don't have any construct. They don't have any idea of a minute or an hour or a day because they're eternal, right? So time doesn't need to exist for them. I'll read Steve the User, a Steve Dan user. No, not really. In my opinion, because the drought started a year ago for the players in-game. Legion is 32, BFA is year 33. But there are multiple mentions of it's been cycles since the drought started. Manius 1. In Legion, the Arbiter died, right? The Arbiter was brought offline in Legion. It's not said that the drought started in Legion. It said that the Arbiter was brought offline in Legion. Side and Athreus have been hoarding, and also remember they say that Side and Athreus is responsible for the drought. They say that in the Revendreth campaign. Side and Athreus was responsible for the drought. So Side and Athreus have been doing this drought thing for a very, very fucking long time. I covered this, Nixie, I covered this a long time ago. Just to be clear, this I've covered. It's the enemy infiltration preface. We covered this when it came out. Like a day or 2 after it, I had an entire video on this. But I think you can actually... You can find multiple videos, actually, of the enemy infiltration preface on the channel. What a cycle is in terms of time? A cycle could be anything, right? I know that, Nixie. I said that at the time. Like, I don't know. Did Balial and them just figure this out? Because then they're very late to the party. No no offense to Balila, love the guy, love his content, but if they only just now said that this was linked to Sidon Athreus, they're very late to the party, because I said at the time that this is clearly to Sidon Athreus, because it just made sense, right? It made sense that this is to Sidon Athreus. He is called the Sire because he sired Revendreth, but as we learned more about the Nathrazim, we learned no. He's the Sire because he sired the Nathrazim. That's why they call him Sire. That's why he's called the Lord of Dread, because he is the Lord of the Dreadlords, right? So yeah, this we've covered long ago. Now I'm sure revisiting this is a good idea, right? I'm sure it is. Since we've now learned a lot more, it's definitely a good idea to revisit this and see what else we can find. Like, what other truths we can come up with in this. But yeah, the part about them or them writing to Sidon Athreus, that we already know. There was non-believers, though, on the chat, bashing me that I had no proof. Giant Rat Guy, but there's always non-believers. That's the whole thing about speculation. You come up with a speculation theory, there's always people that go, nah, bro, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, that's not true. And then it turns out to be true, and none of those people ever go, oh, I'm sorry, I should have believed you. That never happens. Yeah, I don't want to do any more of these. I'm bored with them. Yeah, sire equals father. At least for them, right? I wish I could fucking, like, this thing could finish now so that I could use it. I guess we'll just do that for now. Alright, let's pick up this quest and then we'll go to Korthia. He literally is Daddy Denathrius then? Yeah, of course, Elodie. Although, I don't think he would take kindly to you calling him Daddy Denathrius.
Be memorable.
He might take offense to you calling him that. I had 1 minute 30 left before shutdown in Torghast. Got my ash right before shutdown. Nice. British Balila also said it was Sire Denathrius they wrote it to, so no news there. Yeah, well, I think everyone knew that it was that they were talking to Sire Denathrius. More important, Ramonia or Sire within it? No, Sire. Kyle, it's clear that they're after the Sire. They want to save their father, right? Ramonia is just the blade, and most likely not the blade that they're really after. Oh, Autumn will defend it. This is always such a boring fucking quest, bro. There is 250 anima there, though. Do I care about the 250 anima? We're going to raid in this patch? Scrappy Coco, probably not. I don't like the raiding scene that much anymore. Why would anima be great? What do I use my anima for? Well, then I'll probably do it on LFR. Just to see it. Brune, it's mindless content. It's busy work, so I can hang out, talk to chat while I do it. I don't do raids or anything that's too intensive on stream, because those aren't fun to watch. So I like doing busy work. I stopped caring about anima because I don't know what the purpose is. Too grindy for seemingly very little reward. Truth. Truth. But yeah, Ugo, what you just said there, watching someone do a Mythic Plus dungeon or watching someone do a raid is just boring to watch. There's nothing good there. Whereas when I'm doing this, so busy work, all I'm really doing is I'm hanging out with you whilst also doing something in the background. Get you prepared for mythics and raids. Nixty, no, not really. I don't care about mythics or raids at all. The animation on new store mount, it's so cool. Such a shame it's on store. It's the 6-month mount, right? Yeah, I don't wanna speak out about the 6-month mount because nothing I say about that could ever be positive. I tried to make a cup of tea and the headache is back. Fuck, Jumanio. No. What is your take on the tiny loyalists nod Blizz decided to give us? It made me sad. It didn't make me sad because it means Blizzard did not forget. Right? Blizzard did not forget, which means we may be in for even more of that story. Oh, Kyle, you should have seen me back when I raided. I was a rage machine, bro. I streamed it. There's actually, I believe, still streams of me on YouTube streaming Mythic raiding progress. Everyone used to love those streams because I would literally just rage 100% of the time. It would just be me complaining about the people that I raid with being morons and absolutely fucking useless.
That's terrible. Have a dumpling.
Hey, y'all can't stay long since work is nuts. Have a great day, and Colin, thank you for your videos. You are the best.
Arnold, thank you for the 100 bits, dude. Really fucking appreciate that, and you are most welcome, dude. Most welcome. Good luck with work. No, I've lost my interest in raiding a long time ago with BFA. So BFA was when I decided no more. No more of this bullshit. Thank you. BFA was really bad. Like, as far as I'm concerned, BFA was just, it was so miserable. There was just no way for me to ever get back into it. And so I basically just decided to step away from the raiding part of the game because I don't want to spend that much time in a game that I don't enjoy as much. And raiding does take a lot of time. Johns, I don't care. Gearing in World of Warcraft is one of the most boring aspects of the game, so I genuinely don't care about gear. To be fair, I've never cared about the gear in World of Warcraft. I've always thought that the gear could be handled so much better, and it's never been handled good. So for me, the only thing I like in World of Warcraft is the lore. That's legitimately the only thing I care about in WoW. Everything outside of that, to my opinion, is just a giant waste of my time. Is this thing gonna pop, or is it not gonna fucking pop? I'm still a while away from it. Never mind. Don't knock me down. Alright, here we go. Relation, not even tier. Not even tier. Tier sets are...
Clear out the infestation before it spreads further.
Tier sets are not done great. It hasn't been done great for a long time. Like, when's the last time we had great tier sets? I would argue probably, I would argue probably the last time I had very good tier sets was like WoD. Like, WoD maybe, no, not even WoD. Cataclysm, I would say, was the last time we had really good tier sets. Since then, it's been sort of meh to me. I'm not saying that there isn't more... I'm not saying that World of Warcraft couldn't be good for gear again. It could, obviously. The problem with World of Warcraft's gear is it doesn't feel like there's any creativity in the gear. It really doesn't feel like there's any creativity in the gear. It feels like Blizzard just puts together a bunch of gear and then goes, that'll do. Which really doesn't tickle my fancy. Especially if you think how good gear could be in WoW. Like, if you really pay attention to the gearing process in WoW, there's so much that Blizzard could do. And yet, it seems like the last thing they care about is actually doing the right thing. By a dude called Nathan. Sadly, I also have some heart of change in regarding to WoW this time around with 9.1 even more. I'm considering not to join back to WoW, at least until 9.2 or so. I'll say this, 9.1 is fun. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It is a little bit low on content though, which I find quite strange. It's very light on content, which, I mean, I get people coming at me saying Gothia feels like Timeless Isles. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Timeless Isles had a fuck ton of things for you to do. Like, you could easily keep yourself busy for hours in Timeless Isles. I challenge you to do that in Gothia. It's about 20 minutes worth of content every single day. And the rest of the time, you are running around looking for chests that basically get looted immediately. And there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, I don't necessarily think that this is like the Timeless Isle. And I think what's more, and this is perhaps my biggest issue with this, we waited 8 months for this, right? We waited 8 months for this patch. Is this, or 9 months actually, a little bit worse. I wanted to give Blizzard actually a free pass there. Is this what all of us expected after 9 months of waiting time? Can you truly say that this is what you thought you were going to get? Right. So I think in that regard, most of us are in agreement, right? This is not good enough for 9 months of waiting. The problem with 9.15 was it is the 0.5 patches never come with major content. So you're not getting anything new in 0.5. 0.5 patches don't have major content in it. So 9.5 is going to be major bug fixes here and there. I should fucking go there. I hope they won't skip 9.3. I can't say that I'm certain they won't, though. Look, I want to be clear. I am not saying that there's not going to be more content. Something that a lot of people forget is that everything right now is gated to fuck. That's the problem I have. Not that I'm not sure that at the end, once all the time-gated stuff is gone, there's going to be a crazy amount of things to do, right? But here's the problem. You're left for so long with so little that by the time you finally unlocked everything, you are sick and tired of the vast majority of things. Because you've been doing those for literal months. Feel better about the patch if they unlock Tashavish this week? I don't think it's just Tashavish though, Elodie. Yes, Tashavish would have been a good step in the right direction. Very much agree. At least giving us a dungeon of some kind. But I think it's more. The problem for me is Korthia is supposed to be this extremely storied zone, right? Where story is everything. But I've played sort of the intro story for Korthia, and now nothing. No reasonable reason why I'm waiting for new story. There's just nothing right now.
Thrust forces are testing our defenses at the Grove of Awakening. Show them the might of the Wild Hunt.
Just not enough for you to do. Time gating the a storyline that doesn't pay off, and anyway, week to week is incredibly deflating. True. The problem is World of Warcraft does not seem to think so. The people over at Blizzard does not seem to think that there is any real problem with time gating a fucking story. Bro, that is literally like me going, alright guys, welcome to the speculation video. So happy to have you guys. So the Primus, hey? Tune in back next week where I tell you more about the Primus and this epic speculation. Next week you come back and what do I do? I go, alright guys, so the Primus, we've all seen his true form, right? Look at this video. Look at this video. Right after the video I go, see you're back next week for more on the Primus. I mean, how many of you would turn in every week for that fucking shit? Right? You would be very quick to go, fuck you, bro. Oh my god, I just had an idea. I should call the video Blizzard Timegate. And then I should just do that. Right? I should literally just do that. Blizzard Timegate, and I just start the video. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and welcome back to each one of you. And of course, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. I am very happy to have you here. And then, of course, if you want to join us live over on Twitch, the link is in the description down below. So, that Primus, have you all seen the video? Have you all seen his shapeshift? Well, do I have a theory for you? Tune in next week. Oh my god, that video would get so many views. I'm doing it. I am fucking doing it. I apologize. I apologize, but I'm doing it. You'll be vibing, not gonna lie. Luna, how you doing? TVZ episode? I am gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking make that video. And then I'm gonna expect all of you to just share the crap out of that video. When are you gonna fix your redeems? What redeems? The ones for D&D. That'll be great. Do more of those. I can guarantee you there's going to be people that's very upset by it. Like, there's going to be people feeling that I've clickbaited them. But, you know, that's just the WoW way. If people are not upset with Blizzard with how they timegate, they cannot be upset with me with how I timegate my content, right? Do I like, thumbs up, and subscribe at the end? I am going to do that. I'm going to have Alex meme the fuck out of that video. Like, literally, there's going to be more introduction, just like Blizzard, more introduction to the actual content than the actual content. That's what it's going to be. Why did they remove Stygia from Minari quests? I have no idea. So time gating follow me. Destiny 1 was my favorite game of all time. Then they ruined Destiny 2. Then started drip time gating. Came back to WoW and bam. I mean, the reason time gating exists in World of Warcraft isn't some big secret, right? Sims, yeah, I'm definitely doing it. Time gating for new content. Time gating is the result of too many systems. I've said this 3 days in a row now. And I still have people that disagree with me on that. But time gating is the result of too many systems. When you have too many systems that needs content, you cannot design enough content for any of the systems. So every system feels sort of bland and not complete. Because, well, the systems aren't really complete, are they? I don't even have the right fucking things for this. All right, one more quest here and we can fuck right off. One more quest, ladies and gentlemen, one more. Also disappointed that we don't have the number of dungeons like we did in the past. Blizzard is solid of making lore, but they are dog shit at telling a story. Yep. Blizzard is amazing at macro storytelling. So world building, absolute gods at world building. Character development, on the other hand, kappa. Your character does not discover the story in any way, shape, or form, ever. For some reason, that just isn't what Blizzard wants to do. Oh, I don't like this quest. I fucking hate this quest, actually. In fact, don't kill it. Stygia is also currency for most of all shit in the new Quartermaster for death. I've not even looked at what Venari has. I do have to say though, and this I'm actually not loath to say at all. I do very much like the new sort of progression system for Torghast. Asmongold will be streaming Final Fantasy tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see him play Final Fantasy, I have to be honest. Am I certain that he's going to enjoy it? Probably not. If we put ESO's character development in WoW's world building, I mean, ESO's character development is also stunning, right? It is absolutely stunning. So yes, I would argue put World of Warcraft's character development in, put Final Fantasy or ESO's character development in World of Warcraft, and you've got a fucking amazing game. Fan of Asmon, he's a bit too condescending for me. I enjoy Asmongold very much. No! You stupid trinket fucking cunt. I hate that so much. Wow. Luna, I was responding to your message. Mage. Why? Why? You're a fucking moron, is what you are. KDG, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Don't kill them. Oh, for the love of cunt. I hate stupid World of Warcraft people. All of you fucking brain dead. You have a quest that you have to do here. What do? Nah, just kill him, bro. We've got this. Why must everyone in World of Warcraft be stupid? I don't get it. Like, why? Why can people not be fucking smart? To tell you, from me, it has been confirmed in 9.1. Asmon is a character. When I watch his Zakror, he is totally different. He is totally different, yes. I mean, it's not really a character, just to be clear. Asmongold is not a character. It's just his personality completely blown up, which is what a lot of streamers do. You're never really yourself. This, by the way, might be one of the biggest troll quests in the world. Like, make me click the button once, feed the thing, and fucking move on. Why? Why is this... Like, why must I sit here and click shit just to feed it? Like, is this the RP that I've been asking for? Is this to ensure that I don't know, feel as though I'm really doing the whole RP thing? Are you fucking kidding me? Grab it. Thank you. That's a personally not a bad thing though. Parascopic, what's not a bad thing? Are you having fun, Akko? Isn't this top tier gameplay? Very much so, bro. Can you not see the fun I'm having? Is my fun not apparent to you? I would die of happiness if I saw Akko and Asmund do a video together. I would enjoy doing a video with Asmongold. You think Yoshi P could take WoW to the next level, or would the suits still ruin it? I don't think Yoshi P would go work for Blizzard exactly because of the suits. I fed him to one counted. What the fuck? Oh, Blizzard. Really? Really? Bugs? Bugs in the old fucking part of the game? Don't kill it. Please tell me I got it. Oh my god, because he's a fucking moron. That's why I died. I hate these people so much. Why? It's times like these that I wish World of Warcraft was a single player game. Did it not grab? Oh my god, really? Checking your back. It should be a number. The reason I know the second one couldn't have died is I had the ability to click the frog. As long as there's a frog there, it shouldn't have died, right? Never mind. I think I'm done with the quest. Never mind. We can move on. Life's good now. Let's move on. Blizzard might consider it, and WoW becomes a single-player RPG. It's already a single-player game. Tell me about what about this experience was an MMO experience, except of course for the players being annoying because they're stupid. The truth of World of Warcraft is players only serve as a nuisance to you actually being able to play the game. That's just the reality of things. Do I have something in the fucking vault? I seem to remember doing at least one Mythic Plus, but I don't know how the vault works. I think I've only ever had one thing in the vault. I can't remember. Oh, I have some... Well, what do you know? What do you know? Very bad thing, of course, to get. Getting wrists literally on the place that I don't need the wrists. That's fun. Thank you. I really appreciate the fact that I got nothing of value. Yeah. Oh my god, a countdown timer? Why? Because people are too stupid to click yes? What do you have? Emissary of War. Complete 4 dungeons on Mythic difficulty. No, I don't think I will. That doesn't sound fun to me at all. Yeah, I've only ever had one vault. This is the second time I've opened the vault in Shadowlands. I mean, I've been playing. I've just not been anything that could. I've just not been doing anything that could activate the vault. I don't do mythic dungeons. I don't do raids. So where would I get anything from the vault? The things I do in World of Warcraft is usually not even in the Shadowlands. Like, I do old stuff. I go to old zones and crap. King Julian, no, this is EU. I mean, Stygia. Stygia is also pretty useless. No, the dungeons in World of Warcraft is incredibly boring. Like, I genuinely mean this. There's not a single dungeon that I think is fun in any way, shape, or form. So, for me, doing the dungeons would just not be a thing that I would do. In this instance, I would actually prefer it if World of Warcraft dungeons was just a collection of bosses. No trash, no bullshit, just a collection of bosses. You kill them quick, you move on with your fucking life. But only high keys when it is rush. Oh, I don't do Mythic Plus at all. They're designed well for Mythic Plus, but I wouldn't say any of them are interesting. Hopefully Tashafish changes that. The problem is every dungeon right now in World of Warcraft is designed to be the esports dungeon, right? They design these dungeons for esports in mind, which is why someone like myself that just want a nice, good challenge, right? From bosses that have interesting mechanics and dungeons that are just very interesting, there's nothing in it for me because I hate Mythic Plus. I find the whole torment system boring. So yeah, there's very little reason for me to do anything. I don't think it's Ian. Enoch, it's... I don't think one person can be blamed for the fuck up of World of Warcraft. No. I've said there's a likelihood that it's Ian. But I've always said, in the very same breath, the problem that I have with that argument is we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So simply blaming Ian, I think it's a group project. I think the problem is... No, I don't think it's the suits. Okay, I don't even think it's the suits. I think it's most of the World of Warcraft development team. They no longer play the game. They don't play the game. That's clear, right? If they did play the game, we wouldn't constantly be in a battle with them to get things fixed. The fact that we're constantly in battle with them to get things fixed sort of proves the fact that they don't play their own game, right? And you cannot design a game if you don't play it. That's just absolutely true. You cannot design a game if you don't play the game. Which one of these would be good? Oh, this seems like a good one. I do want this one. I absolutely want the Withering Bolt one. Yeah, why not? Gives me a little bit of a reason to pump that damage. Rolling Agony or Corrupting Leer? What do you guys think? They're designing the game Ian wants to play, aka esports. But Ian doesn't even do anything for esports. He doesn't do Mythic Plus. Like, we've seen it. There's 2 dungeons that he haven't even set foot in. For Mythic Plus. Like, no fucking lie. There's 2 dungeons that he hasn't set foot in Mythic Plus. Also, he doesn't do any LFR whatsoever. So, I don't think they're designing the game that Ian wants to play. And this is me giving them a lot of doubt, like a lot of the benefit of the doubt here, right? I am giving them a lot of the benefit of the doubt here, but you do the best with the time you have. When you have a bunch of suits telling you that there must be a major patch every 6 months, right? A minor patch every 6 months, so you have 3 months to basically work on every patch. When you have suits telling you that what they want is people spending more time in the game, so they don't give a fuck about whether or not the things that you make is fun. They just want more things in the game. So more systems to keep people entertained. What do you do when that is what your boss is telling you to do? Even if you know that this is not a good idea, this is horrible for the game and people are not going to enjoy it, what exactly do you do then? You do the best with what you've got. Yeah. Saint14, thank you for the follow, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. I mean, my personal opinion is whoever came up with these engagement metrics in World of Warcraft, like these systems upon systems that should keep people engaged in the game and keep people locked in is a fucking moron. Because you know what is a better engagement tool? Fun. You want to know how I know that? Witcher 3 has not changed in 5 years. For the last 5 years, Witcher 3 has been the exact same game every year. I finish Witcher 3 every year. I go back every year and I fix it. I finish it. I play it from start to finish once again. Why? Fun. I really enjoy Witcher 3. Mass Effect. It's not changed. Upgraded graphics. The game itself is still the same. I had the time of my life replaying that game from start to finish. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I've played the living fuck out of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Why? Nothing's changed in those games. Fun. If you make your game fun, guess what? I will log in every single day. Why? Because I'm having fun. I'm not trying to finish a bunch of systems. No, I'm just having fun. Just over here doing my own fucking thing. Having the time of my life. I don't care about Torghast or any of those systems. Just make the game fun, bro. And I will play your game. I like my mother-in-law so much, but so much that I would like to have a few more, but my wife won't let me. What do I do? Wise Guru, it's a joke to relax. Relax, go, how you doing, brother? Well, just explain to your wife that they could be her mother-in-laws too. Mothers-in-law too. Yeah, I'm not doing this quest again. Fuck that petition hold bullshit. 4 motion slackers and 6 dead eyes at the Tramaculum in the mall. No, we will not do that. I don't think I will. And Torghast being icing sugar on top of a cake. You know what, Akalon? I think they lost their vision. They lost their true drive for the game. I don't disagree with that. Ian's been working on World of Warcraft for a long time, right? So too has many of the other developers. Now, my thing is, how long can you work on a game before you truly just get a little bit bored of the game? Like, how long do you do something in a game before, and this is not a stab at Ian or the team. I'm not throwing shade. I'm not saying that they're, you know, fuck them. They're useless. No. I'm legitimately asking the question. If my job was to work on World of Warcraft, I think I would get bored after a time. I think there would be a point where I would go, yeah, I'm just not entertained anymore. I want more. You know? Okay, we're defeating a defiler. Throwing shade at my own account. The Banes, I suppose, and a person. M. Rosewater has been working on MTG for like 20 years. I would say MTG is maybe a little bit different because you can basically, you have a lot more freedom in that game. I'm not saying it's entirely different, but you do have more freedom. Oof. John, yeah, I think you do lose. I mean, you absolutely lose some of your drive, right? You maybe you don't lose all of it, but you do lose some of it. If I wasn't on an RP realm, I think I take breaks like most people, but the RP keeps it varied and interesting. You see, I would never be able to play on an RP realm. So left because we became burnt after all those years. Hate Silo, not quite. There's rumors that Mason leaving was actually far more jaded than we were led to believe. There are rumors that suggest that Mason actually like Mason leaving wasn't just a sort of weird him getting burnt out on the game. I mean, it's come out in a couple of interviews that he's done since then, where he doesn't say anything bad about Blizzard. He never, like, targets anyone at Blizzard or says bad shit about them. But there are moments where you sort of very clearly hear him having certain issues. Like, he's clearly not as happy as he pretends to be. Quit. I'm too burnt out. Start a new company. I mean, just because... So, that I don't necessarily have a problem with. Just to be clear. For example, a lot of the time, you get burnt out on something. Like, as a content creator, I can get burnt out on something, right? So, for example, making too many Warlock videos really burnt me out. There was a time where I was thinking about stopping YouTube videos because I just didn't want to make any more World of Warcraft videos, or Warlock videos. I was just tired of it. Then I swapped to lore, and it almost immediately fixed it for me. Like, I immediately felt better. I mean, I didn't take a break. I was still doing exactly the same thing. I was still making videos every day about World of Warcraft, but it was a different angle. One of the reasons I don't just make videos about... one of the reasons I don't just make videos about World of Warcraft, about lore, even though my lore videos do far better than my non-lore videos, right? So, for example, when I do videos about... when I do videos about normal things in World of Warcraft, it won't do as well as the lore videos, but that doesn't matter to me because I'm still having just a ton of fun making something different. So it is good for my sanity. So for Chris Mason, that's most likely why he did it. It's most likely why he decided to step out and go with its own. And how about Machinimas? Tight Ages, it's not really my type of content. I've never actually thought about making Machinimas. Yeah, it's never actually popped up as a thought. You can see how long will it last. 9.1 and Blizz's next move. The problem is the D&D stuff just wasn't growing. So while there were definitely people who enjoyed the D&D streams, it wasn't growing the channel at all. And also, D&D isn't, like, it's the literal reason why I don't like streaming. So if I was just to play video games, I would not be streaming. What I like about streaming is hanging out with chat. And D&D makes it impossible for me to hang out with chat. Of course it's trash, King Julian. Have you seen my fucking gear? I don't even have 200 item level. And none of it is optimized. Like, I have no haste. I basically just take whatever gear I can find. I take the scraps. What am I supposed to do here? Grab Grommet captured. Where the fuck am I supposed to do that, though? Is this thing bugged? Surely it's bugged. I mean, I don't even know how to capture them, to be quite honest with you. There was one in front of you? Where? What are you talking about? Oh my god, are you serious? You have to be right on top of it? Oh, for the love of fire. And only one person can capture it? I hate this game. To be fair, this is bugged. This is not how it should be. Why is everything in this fucking new zone designed so stupidly? Let's just stand here and see if anything fucking spawns. Because apparently they also don't spawn. Like, there's no spawn rate whatsoever on these. These aren't even bugs. This was a decision. You want to know how I know that World of Warcraft developers don't play video games? Come into Korthia. Or at least I know they don't play WoW. Come into Korthia. Come spend some time in Korthia. And then you tell me if this looks like it was designed by a developer that actually knows what it's like to play with hundreds of other people in the same fucking realm. Oh, well, I know what we'll do. We'll do all the treasures, right? But they despawn within like 5 seconds of someone looting them. That's going to be brilliant. People are going to fucking love it, right? Then we'll do all of these quests as well, but we'll make sure that it just doesn't work. It barely ever respawns. That's going to be fucking amazing. People are going to love this. For the whole 9.1? Yes. But it's not yet finished. There's still much time-gated content in Korthia that we have not yet experienced at all. Because, well, obviously time-gated. Very fun. Oh my god, you've got to be fucking with me. You have got to be kidding me. Now I don't want to move from this spot because it's been so long. It must surely fucking respawn here at some point. No! I fucking hate my life so much, dude. Dude. I see one. I see one. Don't run away, buddy. Don't run away. He's running away. Oh, we captured one. Come back, buddy. Yes, right here. Gotcha. All right. We're on the scoreboard. We've got two. We're on the scoreboard. Blizzard clearly does not respect player time. No. They really don't. But I mean, what did we expect? When have they? Time-gated expansions. Make a party of 5. Everyone gets cred for the same one. A lot of effort, bro. I now have to invite all of these people. Plus, I think that's already a party because they all seem to be camping out different spots. Why? Ina. A friend of mine said that you sound so miserable. I do. I do sound miserable, but it's only because of this quest. This quest is giving me a little bit of a fucking hard time. Honestly, I do like Korthia. I think Korthia is a very good idea. I think Korthia makes a lot of sense. It's a good realm. It hides a lot of secrets, which makes it quite fun. Right? The issue I have with Korthia is the mistakes of Korthia. The things that clearly should have been addressed before the game even went live, that haven't been addressed. There's been no hot fixes for it. And the question is, why? Why? If you were playing this game, you would fucking know. Like, if you were playing this game, you would know that what you're doing here is a bad idea. Did you hear that after just a few days of 9.1, Blizzard have already released another store mount and another 6 months out? Thought? Oh, I have no thoughts. I knew that it was coming. This is Blizzard's design philosophy now. Release a new patch immediately with a 6-month mount, because they need to tie people up for 6 months. They need to tie people down for 6 months, because they know for a fact that this is not enough content for 6 months, right? That they know for a fact. So they're very, very certain, or very, very sure, that they're not going to be able to keep people entertained for 6 months. But if they can get people to sign up for 6 months, then good game, well played, right? So I think people should stop being surprised at the store mounts. The store mounts are coming, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. And we've got 5 now. 6. 7. Yay. Peace out, boys. I would love to hear Akko talk to someone from the instance. Just to hear this talk with an almost polar opposite perspective. From the instance? What the fuck's that, Periscopic? So, I personally don't think... I don't have a personal issue with store mounts, just to be clear. Stores are going to exist, right? It's a new thing in World of War. It's a new thing in gaming. Almost every game does it. As long as your game is absolutely immaculate, right? Prior to you adding things to the store. What I loathe more than anything are these companies that release basically half-finished pieces of shit and then sort of prop themselves up with a fucking store mount or with store items. That I absolutely fucking despise. I'm so fucking out of practice with anything. I don't pop half my cooldowns in the right order. Oh, that's fun. Thank you. I don't care either way, to be clear. They're making time-gated experiences at the same time as a 6-month 6-month deals, one or the other. Well, what are they supposed to do? They don't have enough time to actually... They genuinely don't have enough time to make a good game. I will be very honest here. First time me catching your stream, Akalon. Love your content, especially the lore stuff. Thanks for everything, man. Wild Wyvern, thank you very much. Did really fucking appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, bro. Look, there's not enough time for Blizzard to make good patches and good games. Not anymore. They have to rush everything. Everything has to be rushed. And so, this is what we have now. I have no idea who the instance is, Periscopic. The instance is the longest running WoW podcast run by Scott Johnson. The guy that ran the fan Q&A at BlizzCon for many years? All right. Yeah, don't know it. But I'm assuming he's very positive and always very much in love with WoW. Right?
Allow me to help.
Some of your findings? Ooh. Why, thank you. Really appreciate that. The renowned gating is so stupid. I mean, to be fair, in my humble opinion, Covenants have failed miserably. Covenants weren't the amazing system that Blizzard thought they would be. Why is this guy purple? The fuck is this?
How did the jailer find us?
Why can't what? To some extent, he dislikes it heavily now, but was a massive fanboy for years. So basically like everyone else, because I was a massive fanboy as well. There was a time where I would legitimately not agree with anyone saying anything bad about the game.
Wisdom and knowledge must be preserved.
Parascopic, I'll definitely check him out. Kylie K, how you doing? That's right, and that is most AAA companies now. They rush, release an EA, etc. nowadays. I mean, what else can you do, right? That's the biggest question. What else can you do? How many fucking things do I have now? I don't even know how I upgraded that far. Oh, I only have 480. What a loss. Indie games are where it's at. Wild Wyvern, absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. Indie games really is where it's at. Doesn't have time anymore. Blizzard has all the time of this world. When I log in and see all people that are running around, that's what I see. But Aptica, how you doing? Having a Covenant is actually really cool. Making it a time-gated grind to understand is dumb. In normal logic, you wouldn't learn things once a week. You try to do as much as you can and learn as fast as possible. Nixty, the very fact that a Covenant exists means that it's entirely impossible to do, right? It's a different thing if you pledged yourself to a Covenant on an aesthetic level, right? So in other words, you basically had access to all of the Covenants, but you sort of allied with a single Covenant for aesthetic means. That would be a different story. But the very fact that Covenants exist means that they can't do anything other than time-gate the experience. Because there's not enough content in each Covenant to... Okay, so here's the thing. Imagine if there was no renown, right? I want everyone to do this thought experiment. Everyone remember your experience going through the story of the Covenants. How much content were there in the Covenants if there was no renown gating whatsoever? Like, how much content did they have? So fuckers, it's been a long time. Ash, how you doing, brother? My feeling for 9.1, perhaps for a week, max. It's less than a week, actually. We can actually do we can do the math here, right? We got the last Covenant story at week 23, right? Or renown level 23. The last Covenant story was at renown level 23. Okay? No, Giant Rat Guy, starting an alt would not help because there's still renown gating. So you would still have to do all sorts of things in between before you could get to the story. I'm talking about proper content. So, story content for the Covenants. Every 3 renown levels, a new story unlocked itself, right? Every 3 renown levels up until week 23. So that's 20 minutes every week that you sort of got something from the Covenants. It equates to about 2.5, 3 hours of content. Quick math though, so I'm probably off by a bit. But it's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours of content while you play this game. Yukabazuka, because I love the lore. Why do you ask? I really enjoy the lore of World of Warcraft. If it wasn't for the lore, I would not be playing the game anymore. But it's fast. I leveled Locke on NA this morning, was only 60. Now I'm 20 renown. Not bad. Just been going through a lot of 3 moves in a year and a half and barely sitting down in my own place. Just been going through a lot. Ash, I'm happy to hear that you're doing well. I'm sorry to hear that there's been a lot going on, but hopefully most of it was good. 6 hours to level to max now. Yeah, you can do it in 6 hours, you know. Cranky Goat, thank you for the follow, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The store for around $700, but you can drop 10k in ESO. And still not even be close to having everything. Not to mention ESO is mostly loot boxes, where WoW Store you know exactly what you are paying for. I would, however, say though that ESO is a free-to-play game. Just remember that, right? No, not 1 to 60. I thought 50 to 60. You can do 50 to 60 in 6 hours. I've done it. 1 to 60 would take a bit longer. King Julian, no, I will not be raiding this patch. So hope I'll be able to watch more of you and catch up where Shadowlands is. Wouldn't be too hard, right? Yeah, I'll do LFR for the lore, but I'm not doing anything else. Like, fuck that. Definitely not doing any normal or mythic raids. See, that's the problem. Now we're done with Korthia. What else am I supposed to do here? Like, right? Can I expect 35 hours from 1 to 60? Yeah, but that's from plebs that work for Kotaku that's never played World of Warcraft that write shit because they think that they should write that. 35 hours is a slow leveling experience. Very slow. Wait, she asked me to ask if teal or aqua is a good lingerie color. Giant Rat Guy, who asked that? You're supposed to buy the 6-month sub and get a fancy mount you can sit on in Oribos. I have a 6-month sub. I've always had a 6-month sub. I've had it for the last 2 years, probably. She waits for you in the raid. Teal and aqua are not colors, so it's very weird if you buy lingerie that's colorless. Sophia, how you doing? Aqua is water. It's not a color. Yuka Bazooka, I hate PvP. Not just in WoW, in general. I do not like PvP at all. Sophia, why are you making up colors here? Those are U's? Still colors? No. It's just words. Doesn't mean anything. Red is a color. Blue is a color. Aquamarine. Holy shit, what a made up word. Not a color though. Look, there is only so many colors. All the others are made up. It's made to confuse men. That's it. We've had this discussion before. Do we really have to go over the basics again? What you gonna do? Just walk in the game? Well, exactly what I'm doing now. How do you think I went through WoD? Just ran around my fucking garrison. Yuka Bazooka, no. You want to know how I go through? I don't go through. I play for a little while, then I get bored, and then I move on to better games where the gameplay is actually fun. Like, for example, Final Fantasy. Oh, God, I would like to play Final Fantasy now. Oh. If it wasn't for the LEC that's tonight, I would actually be playing Final Fantasy tonight, but I'll probably play Final Fantasy tomorrow. Speculation, colors made up to confuse main. Oh, Sims, yeah, that's not even a new speculation. That's literally the truth. That is literally the truth. All these made up things, right? All these made up colors is literally so that girls can get angry at their husbands when they choose the wrong one. Like this is the only reason they exist. Oh, I want teal colored curtains. The guy shows up with the wrong color. She goes, what the fuck? In the doghouse. Because she made up a color that doesn't exist. Green or blue, maybe even light blue. Or, you know, light green. That's something that means something. Teal, I don't even know. I don't even think that's really a word, to be fair. Tired sexism, I love it. And you, Akko? It's not really sexism, is it? You can't say blue? How can you not say blue? Light blue, like dark blue, sort of in between blue. It's easy. Green blue even. Like you could even say, get something greenish blue, and I would know. I would look at it and would go, oh, that's sort of greenish blue. Okay, I like that. Marine blue, what the fuck? Look, guys, I don't know these colors. Like, I genuinely do not. I hate the fact that people use that. Because I don't know what that means. Violet, for example, I have no idea. When you tell me violet, I don't even have a frame of reference. I don't even have a concept of what that color would look like. I don't know what violet is. It doesn't mean anything. Teal, same thing. I have no concept. When you say teal, it's not even as if it pops up in my mind as, oh, it could maybe be that color. It literally just registers as a word. There we go, Cask. Thank you very much. When it comes to color, men and women aren't seeing eye to eye. Powder blue, Tiffany blue, Turkish blue, sky blue. Germanio. Just blue. Look at the chart. What chart? Is there a chart in this? See, look at this. This is fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. But how in the fuck can you have this many colors? Excuse me. No, I've never taken an art class in my life. In my life. Why would I do that? I can't even draw a stick man without it looking completely stupid. In a video with these intro and then saying stay tuned for our next discussion. Oh yeah, by the way guys, don't tell anyone, but next week you can expect my time-gated video series to start. For anyone that's sort of interested, next week, and you guys will all be in on this from the start, but this is the video. Do you want to hear my take on time-gated videos? Silver Goblin, they're not real. None of this is real. This is all made up. This is all made up. There's maybe like 4 colors on this chart that actually means anything. The rest is all fake. Doesn't exist. It's a fucking conspiracy. Where's Alex Jones when you need him? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that. This is what men see. This is what women see. Fucking real, bro. Real. Truth. 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 Look at this. Red, purple, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue. Truth. All this other shit here is completely fucking useless. Too many words for no reason whatsoever. It's not false. This is psychology today. Truth. But okay, so here's my video next week. And you should all like this video because I've put a lot of effort into this. It took me about a minute to come up with this theory. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, Akulon here, and welcome back to each and one of you. And of course, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. I am very happy to have you here. For those of you that want to join the Twitch chat, the link is in the description down below. It's always more fun on Twitch, and it really is thanks to Twitch that we have this immaculate theory for you today. Also, to all of the patrons, thank you so much for your patronage. It means the absolute world to me. If you want to be part of the Patreon, please click the link in the description down below. Now, today's video is about the Primus, and of course, what exactly is the Primus? That is the question on everyone's mind, and that really is the question that we will be exploring in this video series. If you want to know more, tune in next week after you've reached 3 renown levels. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. I will see you in the next one. Please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Peace out, fam. And there you go. That is my take. And if you're angry at me, but you're not angry at World of Warcraft for what they do, then you're a fucking hypocrite. Just want to be clear. If that video is going to make you angry, and you're not angry at World of Warcraft for their time-gated bullshit, then you're a fucking hypocrite. You should love that content because you love it in World of Warcraft. I have a question. According to New Sylvanas to run the cinematic, what do you expect end of 9.1? Also, have you seen the Uther in-game cutscenes? There he took his memory shard. Shard looks similar. Okay, so Arian, we've discussed the Uther one like a few weeks ago already. We've discussed the Uther one. The end of 9.1, I literally can't tell you. I do know that Sylvanas is not dying. Ian has sort of already dropped a lot of hints that she's not going to be dying. As for the end, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely can't give you an answer. Not right now. I think there's a lot of lore that's still hidden that we haven't seen yet. So give me a couple of weeks. Let's unlock more in Shadowlands, and hopefully then some image will start to show itself. Like something will become clear. But yes, I do think that her soul was split is absolutely right now the way the Blizzard is going. With all of the other evidence that we already have that her soul was split, we now have new evidence. The Winter Queen, when she speaks to Sylvanas, she tells Sylvanas, I do not need advice from you. I do not need a lesson from you, empty soul. Right? From an empty soul like you, I think is what she says. Why would you call Sylvanas an empty soul? Clearly, you know, none of us are empty souls. So the fact that Sylvanas is an empty soul suggests that something is wrong with her soul. Link from Discord onto your Akalon. Sure, Digit. Was what in a video, you know? A hollow threat from an empty soul. That's exactly it, Perpetrator. Thank you so much. Yes, that's the quote. A hollow threat from an empty soul. Why would you call him an empty soul? I don't want to log into the web service for this, so fuck it. You'd need to give me the actual, like, send it to me in DM, Digit. Because the Winter Queen spoke so fucking slow when she said it that I laughed and remembered it out of frustration. Technically speaking, Sylvanas lost a big portion of her anima when she was turned into Banshee. Technically speaking, Sylvanas lost the biggest part of her soul. This is the story that Blizzard is going by. This is the story that Blizzard is going to go into. Sylvanas, the Sylvanas that we see at the moment is a sliver of who she actually is. We only see we only see what Arthur's preserved. The rest is somewhere in the Shadowlands. It has, like, this Sylvanas is not even the real Sylvanas. My funny dialogue that I posted in the human channel. Hold up, I'm quickly checking the human channel. Give me a sec. Humor. hold up. Let's see what Digit has to say here. Blizzard, how's 9.1? Players, is it out? Oh yes, after 8 months, it has been released in the end of June. Oh wow, really? Okay, time to try it out. 8 weeks and we get only this? You should say 8 months, not 8 weeks. Get only this? Am I a joke to you? Are we a joke to you, Blizzard? Yes and no. Well, at least no to extend when it comes to player beta testing. That is behind a paywall. Players, geez, is this what you call an intriguing patch or so? Blizzard, to us, yes. More time get to content, less content. Truth. That seems to be what Blizzard is doing. Blizzard, wait, what? Here, have this. Sub up to 6 months and you will get an awesome mount. Wait, for after 6 months? Looks like another time get the sub plan. Kinda yes, but that will make you want to stay in the game. Well, you gotta be kidding me, right? Absolutely, it is fun to make you all go salty. I don't think Blizzard thinks that we're salty, though. I think Blizzard is so out of touch with their community that they don't know the windrunners of something going on with Elune, but I will give this reaction. There we go. We won't become a meme, right? The new cinematic is out. We won't become a meme, right? We won't become a meme, right? Oh, this is great. This is fucking great. I need this. Absolutely. As soon as I heard Lady Sylvanas talking to Tyrande when she got up from the giant, I knew Tyrande was going to get screwed. It's sort of sad, though, that Tyrande is getting screwed every single time. Do you have a big meme folder, Akko? I do, yes. The memes that come from the Discord, at least. I don't save other memes, but the memes that come from the Discord, I definitely do. In-game Anduin cutscene, in-game cutscene Jaina. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, that is so real, bro. Pure sadness. Actually, I think I'll save this one too. All right, let's see. Tanking a WoW, tanking a Final Fantasy. Mr. Black Mage didn't ask to be saved. This is a Final Fantasy meme. Top ranked players who play 10 plus hours a day. Me trying to have fun after a bad day at work. Isn't that the truth? This backup card against Sylvanas. Got more of these funny dialogues posted on Discord. I'll check them out. Tyrande getting screwed. She was saved. Mama Elune got plans for her. I love the pain and desperation Tyrande went through. I hope it's leading up to Godless Tyrande, where she hunts down Elune for answers. That would be a cool fucking storyline. Parascopic. That would be a very cool storyline. Wait here. Canadian kids wearing shorts when it's 10 degrees outside. Australian kids wearing jackets when it's 30 degrees out. American kids not understanding the meme because they don't know what C is. This is true. This is true. Honestly, I'm once again asking you to return to the Waking Sands. You know, this is very good. Oh my god. Internet Explorer is no longer even a thing. And it still gets memed. Oh my god. See here. I wanted someone to be honest, how many times has this happened to someone? Like, how many times has this happened to you? Like, be very honest. How many times have you done this? I've done this a lot. Because I mute. I don't use push to talk. I just mute. And then you have this entire fucking conversation and you realize everyone's just talking over you. Like, no one's respecting the fact that you're speaking. And you're looking like, oh, fuck me. Blizzard, the Shadowlands patch will come June 29th. WoW players. Great. This year? This year, right? Oh, my God. I joined your Discord server, so you're gonna hang out with us, right? Streamers community, I really want to see you play that game. So if I stream it, you'll show up, right? So if I stream it, you'll show up, right? I used to play LOL with a play group, but I thought I was being ignored. No, my mic wasn't plugged in properly. Shit, Ash, that sucks. This happens a lot, by the way, Silver Coppin. I think this is why I find it so funny. It happens a lot. Like, people will come up to me and say, man, I really want you to stream that game. Then in the past, I would stream that game, and then the people who said that they really want to see the game, nowhere to be fucking found. Nowhere to be seen. Tell me that this isn't funny as shit. Oh my God, dude, I love memes. I love memes so fucking much. Flitherakis, how you doing? Oh, that's great. Cat Boger isn't real and you can't fall in love with it. I fear that Elune is Jed's lover at the end of the story. Orion, it's possible, but I don't think it would work. Oh shit, yep. True. So true. I've commissioned a meme, but I don't think it's ready yet. I don't think the meme is done yet. So let's just quickly see. That's why I'm scrolling up now. I'm looking for the meme that I commissioned. Xiang was working on it. The Yuma channel is a fucking mess, dude. Why? Why is it so fucking busy? If you spit on players in-game for having store mount, you're embarrassing, and I hope the mount you've been farming never drops. Huh? Oh my God. Yes. Okay, never mind. Chrissy is one of those people on Twitter that is always just very excited about the game. 9.1, or didn't you play it yet? Flynn Rankies, no, I've played it. We literally just played it. Like, literally just. But I mean, I'm done. Like, I've done everything that there is to do. Actually, I maybe didn't. Seems like there might be a quest down here somewhere. Why is it so dark? Do you have a quest for me? Oh no. It's not a quest. I was getting all excited and shit. I hate my life so much. I think that is about Asmongold and his take on store mounts. Oh, I mean, personally, I 100% agree with everything Asmongold said about store mounts. store mounts is just horrendous. What is this? Why is there this? Bunny Cecile, what the fuck is this? Is there someone inside here? Why is there a random name on my fucking screen, but nothing to click? What is this? The Xiang meme you asked for is an Akko memes clips. Ooh. But is it done yet, Furious? Oh my god. It's done. Look at this. Look at this. Yes. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I fucking wanted. This is brilliant. Oh my god. Wait, what? Jesus, that is spooky as fuck, dude. That is just creepy. Lucky Penguin, how you doing? Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, Ian is now just turning into a meme. This is the one that needs to be redone. It needs to be better. So Furious, here's what I'm thinking with this specific meme, right? We should have a new, not World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Nexty, what did you realize? Into Judas, how you doing, bro? Oh, into Judas, but that's why store mounts exist. The base mounts will always go to the store. As long as there is an in-game store, the base things will always go to the store. That's just how it works. No, the only store mount I own is one that was gifted to me. I don't buy them. And the 6 months one I get because I am on a 6 month sub, but I don't do the 6 month sub for the mounts. I've also never used the shop mounts. I just think store mounts make no sense. They shouldn't exist. They're fucking horrible. I don't like that they're in the game. By the way, if I post this meme, you must all go like it, even if you don't have Twitter. You must click the link in chat and go like this meme. The more likes, the more people see it. Let's see, Pharaoh Thumbs. There we go. Discord for now, but I will click it. It should pop up in chat. Like, as far as I know, chat pops it up as well in Twitch. Lucky Penguin, I fucking told you, right? It is very good. ADI bags is the shit. How'd you get that mount? It's awesome. Oh, you bought it? That's stupid. It's not cool anymore. Well, the second you've bought something, it really isn't cool anymore, right? Like I said, neutral and store mounts. I hate them. Absolutely despise them. With every fucking fiber of my being. I do not like them. Here we go. Since Twitch chat is being slow as fuck, go like this tweet immediately. Do me a favor for once, chat, and like that tweet. Just give it a quick little fucking slap. If they take them out, I'm fine with them. If they keep them in, I'm okay with it too. Thank you very much. Really appreciate all of you for liking it. Really appreciate that. The likes do help. I don't know exactly how Twitter works, but I do know someone said that likes is how it works, so... Nixie, I've said the same thing, although my speculation theory goes a little bit deeper. So my theory about Shadowlands is actually Ian and Mike Morhaime, they're working together to destroy WoW so Mike Morhaime can come in and buy WoW. They're basically working together so that Mike Morhaime can get his hands on WoW again. Neorora, how you doing? Maybe because I only play WoW since 2016. Flinderoinkies, I feel like the sad part is newer, like younger people. I'm talking people below the age of, let's say 25, right? 25, 30. Grow up in a world where cash shops, microtransactions, let's be fair, not even microtransactions, because if you go to the Blizzard shop, these are not microtransactions, right? I just want to be very clear. $25 fucking dollars, right? $25 is not a microtransaction. Zofia, thank you so much for the 5 community subs. Really fucking appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we some love in chat for Zofia? For the 5 community subs, 5 of you now have new emotes that you can spam. So please show some love. But $25 is not, or 25 euro actually in this case, that's not a microtransaction. That's a macro transaction, right? That's a big fucking transaction that's going through. But young people are growing up with this. So the younger people in the audience, the younger people in the game, they don't mind this, right? It's fine. Who gives a fuck? They grow up with this. For them, it's fine. It's only the old guard like us. And the gaming industry is very clever. They don't give a fuck that we complain about the cash shop. They genuinely don't care. Because they know it's not for us. This is meant to sort of coax the next group. The next group of players. The next generation of gamers, to make sure that they're gonna get in this and they're not gonna complain ever. Enter Judas, I think if everything goes well, Shadowlands will be one of the best expansions ever in 9.2. I do think so. I think if all goes well, Shadowlands will be one of the best expansions in 9.2. Winter Soldier, how you doing? About story told that a corrupted titan would be born as something unspeakably dark and strong. Does that sound like Zuval, literal Titan++ that everybody's scared shitless of? That is why he is locked up and has runes on himself to contain the power. Even with that, he can do all the shit to 9.1. Winter Soldier, not quite, no. Because he is said to be at least as old as all of the other Eternal ones. And so he doesn't act like so they don't act as if he just came to them after he was corrupted. So I don't think so. While it's an intriguing thought, right? I don't think there's evidence to back it up at the minute, but still an intriguing thought nonetheless. Something that I'm definitely going to be spending some time on. Winter Soldier, if you don't mind, I might steal that theory for a future video. For me, the problem isn't that they want a cash shop, but it's the fact that they want a box price, monthly sub, and then have a cash shop. Brune, I could not agree more. Okay, Fuzzle, how you doing? Retail survives off of hope of the next patch. We'll save it, or are there legit changes in 9.2? So we haven't seen anything for 9.2 yet, but here's the thing. In so 9.1 in many ways, as far as I can tell, by the way, Kfizzle, thank you much for the first time chat, really appreciate that. 9.1, and Brune, this is actually going to your conversation as well, or your question as well. So I'm basically answering both of you here. 9.1 sort of tried to lay the foundation, right, for the expansion. 9.0 was a complete mess. So many things were completely broken. In 9.1, they came in and they fixed most of the broken things. So, for example, the anima grind is completely and utterly over. Based at least on the PTR, you'll get 2 quests every single week that will give you 1,000+ anima. So you just do the 2 quests and you're done with the 1,000 anima grind. So a lot of the things were just aimed at fixing the problems of 9.0, which has become standard in World of Warcraft up until now. The fact that so Brune, this is your part of it. The fact that we pay a sub every single month clearly doesn't faze Blizzard at all. To them, it's entirely acceptable that they release a half-finished game, complete mess that should not be released. They don't care, right? They get their money every month, and it does not seem to bother them that they need to hold themselves to higher standards. But to be fair, that is also the players' fault, because we don't hold them to higher standards. We're happy to gobble up whatever the fuck they throw at us. But if 9.2 can come out and build on what 9.1 fixed, then Shadowlands might actually be a good game for the remainder of its lifespan. Last Normans, I understand it's not directly this, but it feels to me like we are actually supporting the art team, which is outstanding. Lucky Penguin, fuck that. You're already supporting the art team with $15 a month and a $60 box price. You think the art team gets any of the money that you fucking pay on the cash shop? You're supporting Bobby Kotick, bro. You're ensuring that Bobby Kotick can get his $150 million bonus at the end of the year. The art team does not see a fucking cent of the money that you spend on the cash shop. Not a cent. You're still hoping. I admire you for that. I am still hoping. The hope is still there. Thought the same about vaccines, but that's another subject. Yes. They paid them without tax money. No, but to be fair, I don't... you're definitely not supporting the art team. Nothing in this fucking cash shop goes to the developers. Guaranteed. This cash shop goes to supporting the profits of the company to ensure that, you know, the shareholders can get good prices and all the rest of it. So I feel like that's more of a justification for buying stuff off the cash shop than it actually being the truth. My hope went to our boy, Mike Morheim and Dreamhaven. I'm looking forward to Dreamhaven. I am looking forward to the projects for Dreamhaven, because I think there's some good projects there. I really do believe that those projects can turn into really good content. The extra 2 patches has seemed to be the saving grace for the past couple of expansions. Into Judas, the reason that is the case is because they are okay with releasing absolute dog shit content, right? Because they know that they'll have the time to fix it, and they know that the vast majority of their player base will gobble it up no matter what they do. So, I mean, if there's no consequences to your actions, why would you change your actions, right? If you're not going to face any consequences, then there's no need to change your actions, because your actions still result in you turning a profit. And how do you turn a profit? Well, simple. You release shit like this, because there's a bunch of people that will gobble this shit up. They'll immediately click that little button and they'll buy that. Like Insta, just for that mount. Which is, yeah. Let's not even go into what it is. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. You guys know Fridays is usually a shorter stream. Done about 3 hours, so I'm perfectly happy with Friday's stream. And I don't want to be a dick, but the LEC is almost starting. And if I had the ability, if I had the right to co-stream the LEC, I would keep streaming and we would be watching League of Legends right now. But it is my favorite team that is playing tonight and tomorrow against their biggest competition yet. Misfits is playing Mad Lions tonight and G2 tomorrow. If Misfits can win against Mad Lions and win against G2, they will be the #1 team in Europe at the moment for League of Legends. So I am very much excited for these games. Right now, Misfits is on a 6-1 score. If they win tonight and tomorrow, it's 8-1. They're almost guaranteed to go to playoffs and then hopefully make it to Worlds, which is exciting. For those of you that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, it's called League of Legends. It's the sport that I watch every weekend. So I'm quickly going to go to the shop, buy some biltong, get ready so that I can watch the game in style. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Friday. I love all of you. I really appreciate you spending your Friday with me, your Friday evening, your afternoon, your morning, whichever time of the day it is for you. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember, Sunday night. Sunday night is going to be big. So I want all of you to tune in for that. Over on YouTube, The Shoal Show is going to be huge. So I hope to see you there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And do something nice for yourself this weekend. Peace out, fam.